flexibility. Let's talk about flexibility. That is the next step on our relationship ladder. So our motto for flexibility is that the risk is worth the reward. We want to look at being more accepting of changes, small or large. Small changes in day-to-day life or moving through larger transitions, life changes, life stages. We want to move through these life changes without projecting negative emotions onto our partner, without imposing harsh rules to situations, and if we can, letting go of control a little. Again, growth mindset here. It's not going to be perfect, but this is what we're trying to achieve. So with flexibility, I think about this visual of you and your partner sharing a meal. So if you are inflexible or you're stuck, you are saying, I'm the only one that's hungry, I'm the only one that gets to eat. But if you're opening yourself up to being more flexible, more open to your partner's thoughts and ideas and needs and wants, you are saying, we both get to eat. We both have to eat, we both have needs. So flexibility is all about accepting that your partner's wants and needs and desires are just as important as your own. I also think that being flexible, being open to change is frequently misinterpreted as pain because it's uncomfortable. And so the brain registers this as pain. It's a survival instinct. Change is not good. I don't want to stretch, beyond my comfort zone. That's very uncomfortable. That's bad. I don't want to. And so we get a little bit stuck. But I want to go back to our motto of the risk being worth the reward. And I say it that way because it is a risk to stretch into thinking about doing something that makes you uncomfortable. But if you can stretch into the idea of doing something that makes you uncomfortable, you can experience the joy of saying yes and pleasing your partner. And I think that reward far outweighs the discomfort of doing something that you maybe don't love doing. So I'm going to give you an example here. Let's say one partner is religious and likes to go to church. The other partner is not and doesn't really want to go to church. And so you find yourselves in a disagreement about going to church. One partner is saying, can you go with me just once? And so if you are the partner that feels uncomfortable of something that is being asked of you, I want you to consider what keeps you stuck here. What is it that scares you about this? Is it the perceived permanence of making compromise? Because remember, these compromises can be temporary. You can consider, is there a positive outcome to this that I might not be seeing? Can something good come out of this? Maybe it's going to be better than I think it's going to be. Maybe just seeing my partner happy that I have, accompanied him or her to church when they've been asking me for so long, maybe just going once with them. It's rewarding. It can be a wonderful step for your relationship. So I want to think about the idea of reciprocity and you and your partner keeping track of your compromises, not to invite conflict or to say, not to keep score, but to promote equity within the relationship. And you can do this just as you're getting started. It might become more natural the more the two of you become more flexible and start doing things for one another. But I think it could be helpful just in visualizing or seeing, hey, last month I went to church with you. This month, would you like to, play tennis with me, whatever that is for the two of you. Keeping track of it can be a good way to track progress. Flexibility can be the most challenging during times of transition, during transitioning into new life stages. So getting married, moving in together, having kids, raising kids, getting a new job, changes make it harder for us sometimes to move into a new way of being and a new way of thinking. That's pretty natural, and it's okay. A simple reason for this is because the status quo, or homeostasis, is interrupted. There's a change, and our brains naturally register change as being a threat. It's a survival instinct, right? This can also be challenging because when we're moving through milestones in life, we have a certain idea of expectations. We have a certain idea of how you want your wedding to be, what you want it to look like, what your first year of marriage should look like. We tell ourselves these things all the time subconsciously. We say, the first year of my marriage should be super romantic, and if your expectations don't match reality, it can keep us stuck. It can keep us from being more flexible in the way that we are with our partner. So consider that as we move forward. What are your expectations? And communicate that to your partner. That's a great tool in helping the two of you be more flexible.